Alright, YouTube, so if y'all been keeping up with your boy, y'all will know that I purchased the ERGOs from Gamma about a week ago. The first time that I used them, I dropped a video on that. You can go ahead and check that out if you haven't done so. But this video, we're actually going to be reviewing the clipper. I'm going to give y'all a full extensive review of what I think about these clippers. Let's get into it. So here's the clipper, guys. It looks pretty cool. You know, I rock with it. So first thing is first. When I first grabbed this clipper, when I first put it in my hand, it just felt weird in my hand. And I said this on my previous video. It took a little while to get used to, but it just felt weird due to the design. Now it is designed to help you with the flicking motion, so I think that's a good thing, especially for newer barbers or barbers who have issues with flicking out and, you know, creating harsh lines. I think this will help to help you just learn how to flick out better and do more of that C-scoop motion to get the fades to come out better, to come out easier, to come out a little quicker. The blade on it, if y'all check out that blade, I don't know if y'all can really see it from that angle, but anyways, this blade right here, it's actually thinner. Yeah, it's actually thinner than the other blades on any of my other clippers, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't have like the fade blade on my Masters, so it might be about the same width of that, but just off the bat, just looking at it, I knew this blade was thinner than any other blade. Now, I did zero gap these. It's quite easy to zero gap. You just unscrew those screws right there and push it up real easy. Boom, zero gap, ready to go. So right off the top, I knew this clipper was gonna get down pretty low without having to do a lot of adjusting, but I wanted to zero gap mine just to make it easier to get that bottom line out. Now, another good thing about these clippers is they're pretty powerful. I was like, man, I'm actually surprised at how well they cut. And if you turn them on, they're really quiet, especially compared to any other clipper. They kind of remind me of the sound of a shaver. You know what I'm saying? It has like a different motor or a different sound to it, and that's kind of what it reminds me of. But they're really quiet, but they work really well. Guard-wise, the box did come with some guards in it. I don't like having too many different guards set up in my station, so luckily this uses the wall guards. I obviously don't use wall guards. I use like the little no-name colorful guards. So y'all know, like the guards like this that you can find at different websites, these are the guards I use. And luckily they fit, so I was just using those with my haircuts, and it helped me. You know, I knew the system already. Like the system for this clipper is the basic system. It's basically the same system as Wall or Babyliss. So that's why I really enjoy these clippers a lot also. Now as far as charge time on these, when I put them to charge, they charged up maybe in about an hour or so. And I will tell you, the battery life on these things, man, this thing lasts. Like, I think I did like I want to say 6 to 8 haircuts without them dying out. You know what I'm saying? That's completely dying out. And I didn't even notice them get weaker when I was cutting with it. You know, sometimes you'll feel the clipper, the power starts diminishing or starts to die down as you start using it longer within the day. But these, I did not feel that not one time. And I didn't put them on the stand. I didn't put them to charge. I set them all the way to charge the first time. And I just cut basically continuously. Obviously, I turned them off in between cuts and when I was using my trimmer. But I used them continuously. And I cut about 8 heads, I want to say. And I take about, you know, 45 minutes to an hour per head. So it was a good amount of time that these things lasted charged up. Now the runtime on it, I think it's, I don't want to lie to y'all, but the runtime on it obviously doesn't say 5 hours or however many hours it took when you cut those heads. But like I said, if you're not turning this clipper on and leaving it on through the whole haircut, it's gonna last you more than what the box says. Therefore, I think battery life, this is like a 10 out of 10. Like this battery just lasted on me almost all day. I got the majority of my haircuts done with it, and I didn't feel like it was dying out. Another good thing about this clipper is it comes with a stand. I really like when clippers come with stands. It's easy for me to find a spot for them on my station. Not that if they don't have a stand, I ain't gonna use them, but when they have a stand, like I said, it's just easier for me to set them on my station and charge them when I'm not using them. As far as the lever on them, it does have notches on the lever, so you can see and feel what basically what what level you're at when you use these. That's always a plus. I've told you, if you can get a clipper with notches on it, I think it'll help y'all. Even if you're already a seasoned barber and you've been doing this for a while, I think just having a clipper with that, it doesn't leave you to guess on what's going on with your haircut or where you're at in your haircut. You automatically know by putting your clipper on whatever notch you need it on. Me, for instance, when I come up after that initial bald guideline, I like to open my clipper all the way up, set my next guideline in, close it, put it down 2 notches, do that, and then close it all the way, and then adjust in the middle to get rid of them lines and them dark spots. So I think the notches are a big plus when it comes to this. I will say this, one con about this clipper is when I was doing, like, let's say comb overs, for instance, or people who had longer hair on top, when I would cut the top first and then I try to go over the sides and debulk it, it just didn't cut real well with wet hair, you know what I'm saying? Or if, like I said, when I was doing a comb over and I saturated the hair to do clipper over comb, it just wasn't cutting nice. Now, it's not to say that this clipper doesn't work well, because it does. It's probably one of my favorite clippers right now. I use it a lot, but it just didn't work when it comes to that the water on the head or just the hair being damp. It just wasn't cutting right. So I did have to opt for another clipper at the time. I think I was using my Masters to do that. So that is a con when it comes to these clippers. And I also did notice if I had someone come in with a lot of hair on top, I'm talking about like 2-3 inches on top, just they ain't had a haircut in like 2-3 months. If they wanted like a 4, I put a guard on. Me, they tell me a 4, I put a 4 and I just start going. So I did try that, and I did notice that it was leaving a lot of strands of hair on top. Now, I don't know if that's just this clipper or if that's all the ERGOs or just my specific clipper, but it did leave some hairs. It wasn't a big deal. You just go over it a couple times and it knocks it down. But I did see that it wasn't cutting down as efficiently as I would like, especially with the way it sounds and the way it looks. So I think that's another con on this clipper. So another con with this, it's not even really a big deal, but I just thought I'd mention it just so y'all know what y'all getting into. Sometimes when I put this clipper on the stand and I try to take it out to use it again, it gets stuck. Like, it wasn't just easily coming out. And for me, like, I'm on the go. I'm trying to grab my clippers, trying to grab my tools and put them to use, put them back, whatever, whoop de woo. But with this clipper, sometimes it gets stuck and I have to hold the stand and then pull it out. And I really wasn't, I think that was just maybe a malfunction on my stand or maybe a malfunction with Gamma. Not to say that it makes the clipper bad, but that is a con just to the way it is, because it makes it more difficult for me to switch clippers or to grab my clippers and start my initial haircut. Everything else on this clipper, it's a go. When it came to fading, they worked really well. I could debulk fairly well with it unless the hair was like super long. I felt like it struggled a little bit. Tapering on it, it looked really good. One thing I almost forgot to tell y'all about, and I don't know if it's just mine because I zero gapped them or if anyone else has this issue with this clipper, is I don't know if any of y'all have ever used the Fade Masters, the one with the fade blade on it. Sometimes when you use them, this kind of reminds me of that clipper, because when you have it closed all the way and you're like trying to get out that bottom line, sometimes it starts to pull the skin. And I remember my Andis Fade Masters used to do that, and these do that also. So I don't know if it's the type of hair or the type of skin or what, but it only happened maybe 2 or 3 times, or with 2 or 3 clients. So it wasn't obviously. It's not something I want to happen to my client, so I didn't like that it did that. But like I said, it just happened 2 or 3 times, so maybe it's the fact that I moved them up too close, or since I messed with the blade, they weren't cutting as well. So that's what I didn't like about it. But the blade on here, it is a nice blade. They do say this blade keeps it cool longer. It's like a diamond cut ERGO clipper. I don't know, I'm gonna show y'all the specs on that in a minute. But it's supposed to be a nice, an upgraded blade than any other clipper. And I think the blade does work well, but I just have that one bad thing to say about the blade. When I was trying to get out that line, sometimes it was pulling people's, basically their skin, and I don't think that's a comfortable thing from the client's perspective. So that's another thing I didn't like about these clippers. But all in all, if I have to rate these clippers, I'll give these clippers probably a solid 8. You know what I'm saying? They're really good clippers. I like them a lot, especially when it comes down to detailing to the to the T. Like, let's say I did a whole fade with the Babyliss, I go back in and I'd use these to clean some of that up, you know what I'm saying? And I just think they work pretty good. The price on these, I think I paid $180 for them, so it's like a normal set of the new cordless clippers, not too expensive. So yeah. Will I buy another pair of these? I probably won't. Reason being is I just have so many clippers on my station that I'm actually finna start giving some away. So y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you want to get some of these tools that I'm about to give away. Subscribe for your boy. But yeah, so I got a lot of tools on my station. I really don't need any more clippers, and I did buy these because I wanted to use them and give an honest review to the fans and to everyone who just watches these videos and trying to learn something about clippers. Will I use them? Oh, for sure. I'm going to use them. They're probably going to be one of my go-to clippers. They're going to be in my rotation for sure. If y'all know know me, y'all know the way I work. I have a lot of clippers and I put them all to use, and I'm gonna be throwing this in my rotation, so you will be seeing me doing more cuts with these. I have a few tutorials that have already been pre-recorded, and I will be dropping those soon. But yeah, guys, I hope y'all like this video. Please make sure y'all smash that like button, and if y'all didn't like this video, you can go ahead and like this video. I ain't even tripping. But y'all make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so, because like I said, I will be giving stuff out. I will be giving away some tools, so y'all subscribe for your boy. Also, make sure you leave a comment down below in the comment section. I'll make sure to get back to all my comments as soon as I can. If you ain't already doing so, make sure to follow me on Instagram at tank_b_chopping. And until next time, YouTube, I appreciate y'all.